Hey all, so viewer asked me to give my thoughts on the Henry Homesteader 9mm carbine. So let's get into it. Now, if you like this content, like, subs, shares, comments, all that good stuff, I really appreciate it. Helps me out, so thank you. Also down below, coupon codes and merch available for anybody interested. Help support the channel. Thank you. So, the Henry Homesteader 9mm carbine, which is basically a fancier version of the Ruger PC carbine. A lot of things about this rifle I like. There's a one or two things I don't like, one major one. I'll get to them further towards the end of the video. With this rifle, I'm really getting a classic semi-automatic rifle vibe, kind of like, the early days of semi-automatic rifles where it was still a lot of wood furniture with, blued finish, and that's kind of what this looks like. It's a very nice, aesthetically pleasing rifle. I like a lot of the features. They have snuck a bunch of modern features into it. Threaded 16-inch barrel, which is nice. You can put, different stuff on there. Ability to mount a Picatinny rail on the top of the receiver for your red dots and scopes and all that. It does have sling mount studs. I wish they had QD mounts, but I guess to keep it authentic looking, you went with the studs. But it'd be nice to see a version come out with a little more, I guess, quote, tactical features like that, QD mounts, stuff like that. So that's pretty nice. It's nice to see the magazine well is a big one for me. Now the gun comes shipped with the standard. It has a proprietary magazine. I believe they're 5 and 10 rounds and all that, and maybe there's some more extended ones. But basically, it comes shipped with that. But there's versions available that you can get different mag wells that you can interchange that will accept Glock, SIG, and I believe Smith & Wesson magazines. The big and most important one that everybody wants is, of course, the Glock mags. That's the one that interests me because then you can just slap in your 33 rounder Glock mag and you're good to go for an excellent, 9mm carbine rifle for home defense and all that stuff. A lot of features on this. They're nice. The furniture on this looks pretty nice. They got a nice big rubber butt pad on the end, which for 9mm isn't a huge deal, but it's nice. I would really like to see, Ruger did their 9mm, and then now Henry's done their 9mm. It'd be interesting to see more 10mm. 10mm starting to come back again. You're seeing, some companies come out with their pistols in 10mm. So it'd be nice to see some pistol caliber carbines in 10mm, for instance, something like this, or, again, the Ruger PC carbine. So that really interests me, seeing, where they go with it. I like how the charging handle can be swapped from left to right, which is a really nice feature. Unless you run AKs a lot, which I do not, you're really used to having a charging handle on the left side. But if it's something, maybe you're right, maybe you're left-handed or whatever reason you want it on the other side, I like that you can swap it over. That's a good option right there. The bolt release is ambidextrous as well. That's something I really like because it's basically these two little fins that are sticking out in front of the trigger guard, and you can push them in to release the bolt. I like that, being able to manipulate the bolt release from multiple different angles. The safety on this, it's on the top, kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Mossberg safety. I like that because that's also ambidextrous. A lot of the features on this gun, it looks like they really thought out to make it user friendly. But yeah, just overall, really, really nice looking classic rifle. It doesn't have all the modern tactical features of it, but you can modify it to make it a little more modern, user friendly if you'd like, while still having that classic, wood furniture, blued finish look. But yeah, so overall, I think it's a really nice looking rifle. Now, the thing that I really am a hesitant about, and this is where I'm going to probably, ruffle some feathers, is I don't like that it's a Henry. Look, Henry makes some beautiful looking rifles, but I have had three Henry rifles in my possession. Two of them went back to the factory and were basically, I returned them and got my money back. The one that I kept was my little 22 long rifle, Henry lever action. It runs good, no issues with it. It's a fun little rifle. I have heard a lot of different stories from different people in doing those video series about Henry having bad QC. When I had a tactical lever gun build using a Henry 44 Magnum that unfortunately went terribly wrong because of the issues with the rifle. But in doing that, I've heard a lot of things from other people talking about bad QC from Henry, Henry using more plastic and cheaper parts in their guns. Basically just quality and cost cutting measures that maybe, weren't the best option at the time. So for that, I do kind of hesitate on this because Henry, unfortunately, much like a lot of modern American brands, Smith and Wesson, Colt, and all that, they've seemed to have run into some issues with putting out a good product that's not going to have an issue. Past that, I think it's really nice. Again, I'm a big fan of wood furniture, and if these were both made by Ruger, for instance, I would probably go with this over the PC carbine. But honestly, with knowing that, at least in my experience, I've had better luck with Ruger, and a lot of people really, really liked the PC carbine, I'd probably still go with the Ruger, even though the Henry looks much nicer. But that's my quick thoughts on this rifle. I think it'd be neat to see more companies making stuff like this, and again, making it in bigger calibers. 44 Magnum carbine would be nice. Just saying, it's been done before. It'd be nice to see it done again. But past that, put down below what you think. Is this something for you? Is this something you're gonna pass on? Put down below what you think, and have a good day.